Hello! Happy very special edition of a holiday workshop here at Artbeat Studio. Happy holidays. There is a whole, honestly, month of holidays that go on in December. So happy whatever you do celebrate. It's a really good time to, think about those past memories of the year, all the good times you've had with family. This year is a little harder because you have to, stay safe, stay home. So what better way to use up all that home time than to do some art? That's clearly what I'm doing. My kitchen is always filled with so many different crafts or art projects I'm working on. Something I will say is that we are in a different setting today. Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Because I need a big table to do this project today. Now, I've always wanted to do this. I did it a little last year. I made one. However, I had different materials. I'm at my house right now and I have very limited materials to make this thing we are making. We are going to attempt together today to make a holiday wreath using real tree. I'm not sure what type of tree this is. It is a beautiful Carolina sapphire. I know that is the name. Oh, I'm not sure what it is. Is it a spruce? Is it a fir? Is it a pine? I don't know. All I know is that it smells so good. And it is a little spiky, so I did hurt myself a little bit there. Be careful. I have a full table of this live, on its way out greenery. I had purchased it from a little local plant store in Osborne that I have actually purchased some plants from before. They're very lovely, and they had these beautiful bundles, and I thought I would love to hang it on a wall. I would love to, I don't know, take holiday pictures or put something on a gift if I wrap it up and give somebody something that I make. I could take a little sprig of this and put it on top. So there are so many possibilities that I could do with this beautiful greenery. For my other materials, last time that I had made a piece like this, I had like wire, which I think, and I've looked on different websites, that's what you're supposed to use to make these wreaths. I don't have wire. I have a wire coat rack. So this is what we're gonna use. We're gonna use a wire coat rack as our base for our wreath. That's second material you need. Other than that, I have a pair of scissors that I can cut up these sprigs of greenery with. These scissors are very great. They're kitchen scissors. I'm using these ones because I can clean them easily afterwards, so if I have like sap or anything on them. But these are very fun. I got these at the dollar store and they come apart. So you can easily clean these scissors, which is the best part of them. This was actually a moving in present for me from my partner, so thank you to them. I appreciate these so much. But I can clean these after, I can sharpen them more with one of those like kitchen sharpeners. So I would recommend something like that if you are going to be cutting up the greenery. The other tools I have two. I have wire cutters and pliers. I've never cut coat hanger before, so I think it might be very tough, but we're going to do this together and use these tools to try and bend it into a circle. The last thing I have, and I don't know how well this is going to work, but the last thing I have, again, they say to use wire. I don't have wire, but I have thread, so... See, I'm using this because you can hardly see it on camera. Ooh. I'm going to try attaching these pieces to the wire coat hanger circular wreath with thread. If that doesn't work, I have twine that I could use, but I really want to make it look invisible. So I'm gonna use this. We're gonna see how it works out. Yeah. Other than that, that's the basic of materials we need. The most exciting thing to do is to see all of these pieces, which I'm going to show you here. Here is my lovely collection of greenery. Now, this is on a towel for two reasons. One, as you can already start to see, we are losing some little spikes. This may be a very messy craft. I like messy. We're gonna do this together. Also, this is lying on a towel because all of these sprigs are wet. I had purchased this maybe beginning of this week, and I had hung it on my wall as a pretty decoration. Lo and behold, it didn't cross my mind that it is a living thing. These were cut from a tree recently, so they dry up. I didn't realize that. And when I took them today to do this workshop, they were all dry. So I had to let these soak for about an hour and a half in my bathtub. So we can work with them, and then probably in a little bit, they're going to dry back up, hopefully while they're in the shape of a wreath. All we can do is cross our fingers. So let's get going. So yes, this coat hanger, let us try to make it into a circle. Oh, it's so stiff. I'm gonna just try and like pull it. Okay, there we go, we have a diamond shape. I think I'm gonna try and make it like as round as I can. Not get these kinks in it too much. I might just try and work with this shape and deal with that top hook part and just like kind of cut it off, but we'll see. Oh goodness. Watch your eyes as you're doing this. Keep in mind a note that it is wire we are working with, and wire is sharp. If you cut it, you don't want to hurt yourself or poke yourself. So right now I'm just using my table to flatten out the kinks in this guy, making that straight and pulling it out a little more. I mean, it's kind of like a square. Like I said again, I have never tried, oh, that might work nicely with my thumbs. I have never tried bending a coat hanger before. I remember as a kid seeing people do it and like make big like rings to make bubbles out of. Like they'd make it and then like make a thing of dish soap, put this in here. But I've never done this myself. So, okay. I mean, that's a circle. That's quite a nice circle. So let's now do the challenging part I didn't want to do and cut off this. So I have wire cutters and we're gonna cut off this hanger. Actually, I could cut off the hanger, but also I could use that to hang. No, it's gonna look too much like a coat hanger then. Okay, I'm gonna try and cut. It's not cutting. Off to a good start. We might have to use this. So there, we have our ring. That's the first step of a wreath, is having something to put the greenery around. So now the next step I want to kind of do for it is I'm going to pick out a branch. As you can see here, I have this one. And I want to take off these pieces here. That's what I want to start with. I want to start with using some bigger ones. Let's get these scissors and just start snipping here. And we'll take some of these small guys off the sides. Those will be really nice just as filler. So now it's just kind of taking the pieces you have, cutting them off from that big brown stem as some filler spots, and then the tops of them as those ones to start your bundle off the top. to you later. Let's get some ones, oops, right at the top here. I'm just gonna use that because we want some brown in here. We like this. I like those wreaths and holiday trees that have like the real look to them. You know, they look a little scraggly. The Charlie Brown Christmas tree, that's what I'm like. I think they're just so pretty. So we want some twigs in there, twig looking things. Now when I'm cutting these and say like I'm leaving this much on it, I'm still gonna use this later for another project perhaps, or even maybe as filler for this wreath. I'm just not using it for this beginning part. Okay, I'll put that one off to the side too. Oh, we have such a nice pile right here. So to start, I'm just gonna grab the ones that are pretty long and sort of section out the pieces. So we have some long, thicker ones here, some thinner pieces, and from here, we're just kind of gonna start off with, move it a little bit so you can see. There we go. We're gonna start off with picking a few. So say I'm gonna pick this really thick one, maybe this piece here, and I'm actually going to tie this together as a bundle on its own. You can kind of go one by one, but I think for the sake of our materials that we have right now, I'm gonna kind of do it bunch by bunch, then tie all the bunches together. So here, I want to tie it right around there. Let's take our thread and our scissors. So I don't know if you can see this. It's always hard tying things on camera, but I do have a significantly large piece of thread that I'm going to tie around and try and be as inconspicuous as I can with this. Being sneaky, discreet tying. And that's why I chose brown rather than like a hot pink or something. Because hopefully you wouldn't be able to see it too much. Again, this just smells amazing. Okay, so I have that, and I guess I could maybe leave that long part attached. No, I'm just gonna raise it. Okay, so we have a first little bundle here. And now everything's kind of tied off in the middle, which is fine. But now we're gonna tie it to the wreath itself. And this is really the gist of wreath making, is creating these little bundles and then attaching them to a main ring. Or at least that's the wreath style that we're doing here. Of course, there's like braided styles where people can, you know, weave the pieces together. I think that's really beautiful. Perhaps if my greenery was a little bit fresher, like say I did this right on the day I picked it up, that would have been a really fun, beautiful way to go about it. But okay, so we have that there, and it looks a little droopy right now. Don't worry. The more we add on, the thicker it'll hopefully turn out to be. And then once we have that base around there too, we can also start, you know, weaving these little, or wrapping these sticks around, rather than just having it attached and noticeably tied to it. So let's take another piece, another couple large ones. We'll take this one large here. Short. I really like this piece, so let's just actually cut it. Oh, you're mine. And they say to go all in one direction, but I kind of want to be a rebel and make them go in different directions, because why not? I think it'll look a little more chaotic and fun and more unique. So I have my thread again, and I'm just once, put my finger down, and tie it here. This is the one problem too, it is thread, so thread is kind of hard to tie. And I think what I'll do, because this keeps spinning around and swirling, I think I'll tie this to the other side of this. Just to really add a bushy aspect. Now I'm kind of regretting using a brown thread because it is very difficult to see. It's always the first couple ones that are going to be the most difficult as well to get going. But once you do add a larger amount on, you'll see it can get much more easy and stable. It's just the first starting ones are hard. But we have this. Now that we have this piece right in the middle here, I think what I'll do is I will start to try and weave it and wrap it around. But it looks like I'm still gonna need some more to go around with it. So that's okay. That's why we're building a wreath. More fun. The more the merrier, is that a saying? Long ones here. So I'm just building it up to a big bundle. And then now that I have this bunch here, I'm going to put that down, get my thread and tie it. It's so hard to see where the thread actually is. I'm bouncing around it so much. And really, the only reason I chose thread was because I had it right on my living room table, the coffee table there. So I was sewing something. I feel like there's probably better materials out there you can use aside from thread, but here we are. Okay, put this to the back. And I'm actually gonna tie this little stick that is kind of flopping around in the back here. I'm gonna tie it to this bundle here, making them all connected. It smells so great though. It's like if somebody has ever gotten like a cedar candle or something, or like one of those fir candles, just smells so lovely. This is it. This is that treasure of a smell. I just tie once more here. Okay. I'll take these pieces. And there's always going to be fidgeting with it as you're building. That is why, again, it is good to start your wreath off by using hydrated pieces of your greenery. Like I had earlier, I said this was soaking in the bathtub for a while just because I had let it dry out. I could not imagine trying to do this with dry material. It would be crumbling all over more than it already is, and oh, it would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare to do. But here I'm just cutting more of those bigger pieces off. Areas I can use to bundle, and again, of course, I'm probably gonna at the end of this just make like a big bundle of greens and hang them on my wall. That's how I had this to start while I was going to do this video. I just had tied this and hung it on my wall, and it was so pretty, and I was tempted to leave it just as that, but I really wanted to attempt to make a wreath, and that is why we are here today doing this. Also because it's just, I think it would be a fun thing to watch someone do. I don't know, greenery is just so pretty, and seeing somebody making something out of it, ooh, more fun. Okay, we have this now. Let us add some more. And just like how I started before, I'm just going through these piles that I made. So these ones are a little bit bushy building, let's call them. They're not as long and like have as much definition as the other ones do on this side. These are the rock scissors. It's my thread scissors. But they do add a lot of nice definition to the pieces. So these are the bushy builders, these are those defining larger pieces. And that's my method behind how I'm organizing them. So I have another little bundle here, and I'm going to tie this with my thread. Again, if I used yarn, oh, this would have been so much easier. Not yarn, wire. If I used wire, this would have been so much easier. Yeah, tying knots in thread is so difficult. Tying knots in thread around something that is wanting not to be in a knot is even more difficult. Ah, there we go. Okay, got my bundle here. We're going to tie it around, say right here. And as you can see, now this is that part where I'm really building it up. So I'm really building up the pieces here and adding in those definition pieces so you can see it. I lost the thread I was going to tie around. Okay, I found the thread I was going to tie around. I feel like part of this we're going to speed up because you can only watch so much of me fumbling over a thread. It'd be nice if I like attached little bright pieces to these threads so I could really see where I was putting them. And I feel like, you know, if you are following along with this technique at home, amazing. That is so exciting. You don't always have to use like the exact materials too. Like say if you have a tree in your background, you could take a few clippings from. That would be so pretty to have part of your own home in it. Or you could use like another material, another type of tree perhaps. It'd be really nice to see, you know, what you do this wintry holiday season. If you do any projects or crafts, or say write some poetry, it'd be really nice to sort of, as a community, see what we're all working on, share it with each other. So show us your work. You have. You can always tag us, if you post it on Instagram and you use that platform, you can always tag one of our accounts in it. You can even tag us, Studio Central, I believe like Studio Central 1 or something on there. And there's Artbeat and Upbeat. You can always tag too. We'll always be able to see it. And then we'll share with everyone else. We can, if you give us permission to, we'll love to post it on our stories or share it with other people in our community in other ways. But it's just a nice way to connect with each other at this time. As you can see, it's slowly becoming something. It is very sparse, but hey, that is my Charlie Brown wreath. We're gonna get there. And I think after we fill out this whole circle, I'm gonna just start taking these pieces and like sticking them in other spots. Okey-dokey. Okay, I think we've done it. We have made a wreath. Here is our finished product. It's wreathy, it's round. I think that is a need for wreaths. I don't know the significance. Let's just take this little dangly bit. I'll just hold it there. No, it's not dangling. I don't know the significance behind wreaths. If you do know, please comment below and let me know. Why do we have evergreen wreaths? Why? Tell me. This is true, they do stay green forever if you let them, but yes, they do dry out and they do shed with needles everywhere. So just if you do happen to make one, or you do have a live one, or you know, anything else, living garland, anything like that, do make sure you vacuum up, or don't walk around barefoot because you will get spiked and it might not be nice. But I'm gonna hang this up on my wall. I'm very happy with it. It still smells amazing. Yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching and joining us here at Artbeat Studio, as again we do our lovely little holiday collection of work for you. Every single day this holiday season we will be posting a new video for you. That's going to be on weekends and other stat holidays. They will still have a workshop for you every day at 1 o'clock. Some will be live, some will be pre-recorded, so there will be a whole collection for you all to watch. I hope you have a happy and safe day, and make something, create something, and show us what you do. It's so nice to build community that way, and like you know, here at Artbeat Studio, we believe that art making and building community have such a positive impact on your mental health. And with that, I'm content. I feel like I've had a successful day with this guy. If I let go of it, it might fall apart, but that's okay. I'm proud I made it myself. And that's all that matters. And I had fun doing it. That's also what matters. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.